Hello there, and welcome. Have you ever felt like you're speaking a completely different language than your smartphone or that smart speaker in the kitchen? Well, you are definitely not alone. Today, we're going to smooth out some of those frustrations and help you get the hang of communicating with the AI that's all around us.
And just so you know, all the fantastic and practical information we're about to cover comes straight from Chapter 8 of the tutorial, Introduction to Artificial Intelligence for Older Adults. We're just breaking it down for you.
So let's just get real for a second. Have you ever asked your phone for directions and it sends you somewhere completely wrong? Or maybe you've tried to get help from a website's little pop-up chatbot, only to feel like you're just going in circles? It happens to all of us, and honestly, it's pretty annoying. But it really doesn't have to be that way.
To get a handle on all this, we're going to walk through 4 main areas. First, we'll talk about speaking to those voice assistants. Then, we'll get into typing with AI helpers, like chatbots. After that, we'll look at AI translation tools. And finally, we'll give you a super simple checklist for when things go wrong. Okay, first up, let's tackle the AI we probably talk to the most, our voice assistants. We're talking about Siri, Alexa, Google Assistant, all those helpful voices. With just a couple of small changes in how we talk to them, we can get them to understand us so much better.
Now check this out. This slide shows the #1 most important secret to getting your voice assistant to work for you. On the left, you see, remind me about the doctor. It's too vague, right? The AI has no idea what about the doctor or when. But look at the command on the right. Remind me to call Dr. Smith at 2 p.m. tomorrow. It's specific, it's clear, it has all the key info. That is the magic formula. The more specific you are, the better the result you're going to get.
And here's the good news. You do not need to talk like a robot. Just speak normally, like you're talking to a person. If your assistant makes a mistake, you can actually correct it by saying, "No, that's not what I meant," and that helps it learn your voice and your patterns. And if it doesn't get you the first time, don't just say the same thing louder. Try rewording your question a little bit. You'll be surprised how often that little trick works.
So we've covered talking to AI. Now let's switch gears and talk about the times we type to it. This can be anything from those little customer service chat windows on websites to the feature on your phone that tries to guess the next word you're going to type.
Okay, when you're stuck with one of those customer service chatbots, the best strategy is to just be direct. Start with a simple, clear sentence like, "I need to track my package." If the bot just isn't getting it, don't get into an argument with it. The magic phrase is usually something like, "Speak to an agent," or "I need a human." Most of these systems are programmed to recognize that and hand you off to a real person. Now, what about those tools that suggest words or check your grammar? They can be really helpful, but remember, you are still the one in charge. Let the AI offer suggestions, but always read them over before you hit send. AI just doesn't get your sense of humor or sarcasm or the special way you talk to your grandkids. The whole point is to make sure your messages still sound like they came from you. All right, next up is something that can feel like pure magic, AI translation. These tools can literally break down language barriers, but it's super important to understand what they're good for and where they might get you into a little trouble. This chart here gives us a really good snapshot. For quick, simple things, these tools are amazing, like translating a road sign or a menu when you're traveling. But you see that last row, limitations? That's the one to watch. AI often takes things very literally. It doesn't understand sayings, so if you ask it to translate "it's raining cats and dogs," it might actually talk about animals falling from the sky. So for anything really important, it's always a good idea to have a person who speaks the language give it a quick look.
Okay, for our last section, let's put you in the driver's seat. What do you do when the AI is just not cooperating at all? Well, here's a simple little checklist you can run through.
So, what happens when things go haywire? First, if it's not understanding you, try moving to a quieter room and just rephrasing your question. Now, this next one is really important for staying safe. If the AI gives you an answer that feels a little off, especially if it's about finances or personal details, please double-check it with a trusted source. Scammers are getting tricky, and we want to be smart. And for privacy, remember that you have control. You can go into your app settings and review or even delete your voice recordings. These few steps can solve most problems and help keep you safe online. Let's wrap up with this really encouraging thought from our source material. This is the main thing to remember. This technology was designed to understand us, not the other way around. So really, you can just talk to it. So, the biggest takeaway here is that you are in control. By being a little more specific and just knowing these basics, you can turn these tools into incredibly useful assistants in your daily life. So I guess the only question left is,
What are you going to ask your AI to help you with first?